are watching this on Facebook or YouTube or wherever after the fact, just skip ahead about 10 minutes till we get to the show proper for episode 629. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me here on the Sell More Book Show pre-show. I'm getting all the wonderful stuff set up. Episode 629. Can you believe it? They still let me do this thing. It's wild. It's wild. Let me make sure the Instagram is a going. Here comes the Instagram. And then I'm going to go down the little checklist. Make sure I've got all the things in all the places. And we will get started. We got some really great stuff to discuss today about reader magnets, which is always a wonderful topic of conversation. I am going to go get this over and make sure it is on Facebook. Hey, Victoria, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're in the pre-show. We'll get started officially in about 9 minutes time, and then we'll get the party rolling here. I also see CM and Errol and some other people over on the Instagrams. So let me go get this going on Facebook in all of the wonderful places. But in the meantime, let me know what you thought about last week's episode. If you had some ideas from that spurred anything for you, let me know. I would absolutely love to know more. I'm just going to let all the people know we are live with today's brand new episode. And then I am going to share it farther and wider. I see. Cool. I even get my own comments. I saw my own comment in there. Let me go and share this in a group or two. Share it in my groups, of course. I don't have permission to share it anywhere else. Share it over in the Sell More Book Show. SMBS 629 is now live. And we'll post that. And then we will share it over in the free group. But I'm excited. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know if there's anything that's on your mind. Let me know what you're working on. All of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Let's go get this in another group. SMBS 629 is now live. We got about 7 minutes left of the pre-show here. I'm going to just get this all going in all the places. Hey, Phil, what kind of books do you read? I read a lot of nonfiction books. I'm a big self-improvement junkie myself. We have a lot of authors here and listening. You might get some good ideas for books to check out yourself. And let's see. I see Susan Warner. Welcome, Susan. We'll start the official in about 6 minutes time. I'm just making sure all the things are in all the places that they could possibly be in. I'll just say, hey, everyone. This week's episode is currently live. Sharing that, making sure this is all pinned and put in all the places. And we'll start officially in about 6 minutes time. And then I'll go to the Sell More Book Show group and make sure it's going there. Doing all the things, seeing all the people. All right. And we are currently live. Love it. Gonna pin this. And then I'm gonna check something out over here. Yeah, tell me what you're up to. I'm excited for today's episode. And hey, L. Let me know if it's L or Ellie. I have not read that book about Carl Jung, Phil. But hey, I'm always open to reading more. Awesome. We have about, let's see. We have about 4 minutes left until the party officially begins with the latest episode, talking about lead magnets, talking about all sorts of wonderful stuff. And let me know. Let me know what's on your mind. I'm here. We're here live. This is not a recording. This is not an AI. I'm really doing it. Look, Ma, I'm doing it. Awesome. Finishing up a first novel. Timing is perfect to learn about reader magnets. Oh, great. That is amazing. Pantera. No, don't really think about them. But yeah, some interesting folks coming in. Authors, get ready for another wonderful, wonderful episode. I'm excited. I'm excited to see you. So, if you know, yay, live Brian is better than AI. I agree with you, Justin. I like being live. I like being here. I like being able to talk to you. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to make a little note in my doc here. Justin likes me better than AI. No. Timestamp of episode start. We've been finding that we've been getting some blips and pops. So we are trying something a little bit new today in order to avoid that. Trying something new is very, very interesting. Going live, doing this. Sometimes you got to take some risks. Sometimes you got to play things boldly. Victoria says, I'm 1 week away from launching book 3 in my Mafia series. Pretty excited. I'm excited for you. I think that's going to go great. I hope that you remember to celebrate, that you get really, really fired up, that you don't spend all day checking your sales. Go spend all day doing something amazing that you love, What else are you guys working on out there? Very, very interested to hear. Here in the 2 minutes before the pre-show ends and the episode that is recorded that will go out to all the people will go out. This is when it'll start. This is what it sounds like, to quote K-pop Demon Hunters. But yeah, I saw the movie Hoppers this past week. Very, very highly recommended. It was a great movie with a couple of scary things for the 9-year-old, but she pushed through it. And yeah, I think she enjoyed it as much as I did. I think we both enjoyed it. It's good to see Pixar coming back into top form. Justin, 2 weeks from publishing my 14th book, a Western horror novel. Very exciting, Justin. Congratulations. That is amazing. At the day job, on lunch, got my words done for the day. Go me, go L. That's amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome, folks. We're getting down to the countdown. I'm going to try to start right at 10 minutes. I'm going to start right at 10 minutes. We're going to do it. I'm watching the countdown. I'm going to count us down from 5. And then we're going to do this thing. And it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Awesome. And here we are in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 629. I'm Brian Cohen from Best Page Forward and the Author Ad Agency, and we are live on social media here, ready to rock out for episode 629. We've been doing this live for a few weeks now. If you ever want to come and see me, we record this usually at Tuesday at 1 o'clock is when we start the pre-show. It's when the doors open, and then we do it proper. Start the recording right around 10 after the top of the hour. We've got various people, Carrie and Deborah and Victoria and Elle and Justin and others in here who are ready to watch the episode, and I cannot wait to deliver it to you. As a reminder, the Sell More Book Show is brought to you by the Author Ad Agency. We run ads. Maybe you know someone. We actually pay a referral fee if you refer us someone. Authors earning over $6,000 a month in royalties. You got a lot going on. Maybe you're even running a ton of ads over on Meta and Facebook, and we would love to help you even that out, because what we found is Amazon ads convert better than Facebook ads. And so they're just a little trickier. But we figured out all the tricks. We would love, love, love to work on your ads. Please just email us, Brian, Bryan, at sellingforauthors.com. Put Author Ad Agency in the subject line. We will get you the service you deserve to sell more books. A couple weeks ago, we asked a question. What are some of the mindset shifts you've had to get through in order to reach where you are in your author career? Brian S. Paul said, I don't have to learn or prepare before I can be a real author. Good, bad, or in between, published or not, I'm a real author when I write. I love it. I love it. Matthew said, I've had to get through at least 1,000, but a big one was to stop waiting for permission from others to be an author and make the choice to be one for myself. I love it. And Shane said, my author career exists only because I finally decided to write a book to reach people I would never speak to in person. Once I decided in my mind, there were too many misinformed IT professionals out there, dedicated my life to publishing a book, and he now speaks to folks all around the world. Love it, Shane. Love it, you guys. Great answers. You can always answer the question of the week over at sellmorebookshow.com or in the comment section over at the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group. Who's here fired up for the live? I am excited to do this live. I'm excited to be here for you. I'm excited to talk to everyone over on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and let's get into the party. Today's top story: one is never enough. Having a reader magnet that you offer free to get a potential buyer to join your list is a given, but is it enough? Asks BookFunnels' Jack Shilkaitis. Sorry about that, Jack. One magnet was never designed to do everything, writes Shilkaitis. A reader who's never heard of you needs an easy way to sample your writing. A reader who just finished your series wants to feel like a VIP. Those are completely different moments, and they deserve completely different reader magnets. End quote. While the primary job of the magnet is to get readers onto your list, they need to meet readers where they are. Someone just considering reading your book might want to sample your writing. A reader who just finished your book wants more of your work, plus a heads up on how to get the next one. A series reader might want some behind-the-scenes rewards. And a loyal fan who reads all that you write wants to feel like a VIP and crave some real insider stuff. Quote, when you have a single magnet trying to do all of this, it usually does none of them well, writes Jack. However, when each magnet has a clear purpose, the whole system starts working on autopilot, end quote. BookFunnel recommends 5 types of reader magnets for most writers. The free sample for people new to you, the short prequel, which can be both a primary list builder for readers who just finished your book, bonus or preview chapters to keep that read through high, a feedback magnet that can help you to build a review team, and a super fan magnet for your most devoted readers. If that sounds like a lot, don't worry. You don't need all 5 right now. Quote, start with your foundation, a sample, and a prequel. Get that working and expand from there, writes Jack. The goal is to build something purposeful, piece by piece, that keeps growing your platform while you focus on writing. All right, guys, you've been searching for it. You've been searching for it without even realizing it. You keep saying, I wish all I could do is write, and I wish I didn't have to market. But something I have said from the beginning is that writing can be marketing. Writing can be marketing. So, if writing can be marketing, and Jack from BookFunnel is sharing all these ways that you can write something that you can then use to market your books, peanut butter meat chocolate or peanut butter meat jelly, whichever your inclination, y'all, you can write. You can write more lead magnets. You can write more scenes. You can do what it is you want to do and use that in your marketing. I love this. I knew of 2 or 3 uses for reader magnets, but the way this was spelled out is just so perfect. So perfect. I highly recommend you read this one, get more context on it, because I do think that you are going to potentially be able to use this to market your books even better. So, one of the hot potato wisdom questions: what reader magnet mistakes do you see commonly made? Biggest mistake. The biggest mistake I see with reader magnets, as a person who has looked through the platforms of 30,000 plus authors, biggest mistake I see is not having one. Or if you have one, not promoting it. I still see way too many websites that say, sign up to my email list for updates. People don't want updates. They want to read. They're readers. They want to read. And so if you give them a reader magnet, a free thing that they can have to get deeper into your reading, into your writing, that is going to make a much bigger difference. Writing can be marketing. This article proves it. Another question: have you seen any creative reader magnets that have had great success? I absolutely have. One of the best tips that I've ever heard for a reader magnet was given to me by Evan Gao from Story Origin. He said, make sure in the back of your reader magnet to have a link to the next book that they can buy. How amazing is that? How perfect is that? Of course, you're giving out your reader magnet to hopefully thousands upon thousands of people through BookFunnel and Story Origin giveaways, or through other joint promotional methods, or through Facebook ads. And for people to have that, magnet, for people to have that short file and not have a link to your next book is a crime. And so I'm so glad Evan gave me that piece of advice. I highly recommend you do that. That is absolutely one of the best tips I've ever gotten with reader magnets. But really, reader magnets, I would at least have one. If you have a series, I would at least have one. And so make sure you are creating enough time. You're creating enough time to be able to write that. It's sometimes more important than the book itself. The reader magnet is sometimes more important than the book itself. Let's see. Awesome. Irene says, I need to learn how to advertise on Amazon. Irene, I highly recommend you go to authorsadvertise.com. Authorsadvertise.com is where we have the link to our 14-day author ad profit challenge. This is one of the best ways we have devised. We've had 30,000 people go through this challenge, and this has helped people to scale up in a big way. So I highly recommend you go and check that out. Let me know if you have any additional thoughts on reader magnets, my friends, but I think this is a good one. I hope that you take it with you, use it, and have some fun with it. So, we are going to get into the lightning round here. The lightning round. Justin says, if you write in more than one genre, it might be good to write different reader magnets. Not might, Justin. It is. It is a smart idea to write. If you write in multiple genres, having multiple email magnets is a stellar idea. All right. Let's go into the lightning round. Ka-choo! There goes your lightning. What author-related activities, reader events, social media, etc., do you like to do even when they aren't the best bang for the buck? I mean, right here. Doing this show live, connecting with my fans, with people live, is not always a high return. Going to events is not always a high return. But seeing people, having people see your face, having people connect with you in a different way than just an email makes a huge amount of difference. Highly recommend that if you like talking to people, but you can't go to live events, get on some of these lives because it's a great way to connect. Some could say it's not a great use of my time. I've got a lot of other stuff going on, but you know what? I love it. And sometimes you just got to do more of what you love, even if it isn't specifically making you money. Next up, this is something I've heard around the bend. People say, I've heard that everything that used to work isn't working right now. What do I do next? What do I do next? Guys, everything that used to work is still working. Everything that used to work is still working. 99-cent discount promos are still working. Reader magnets are still working. Facebook ads are still working. Amazon ads are still working. Writing to market is still working, but it's working a little bit differently. Things do change over time. But all of these things, I see authors who are doing everything the way they used to still make the same amount of sales. I am seeing their sales not go down. So if you are seeing your sales go down, it might be that the things you thought were working for you incredibly well were only partly working for you. And you actually had something unseen that was working for you, and that fell away. And so we need to get really clear on what it is we're doing that is working or not working. And then we need to make sure that if we have something that is working, we keep on doing it. I talked to my Pathfinder Author Mastermind students about this. Authors earning over $2,500 a month can work directly with me in my group. And what I keep telling everybody is, if you have something that's working, that's your candy button. Keep pressing the candy button over and over again. Carrie here says, the Profit Challenge was an absolute game changer for me. That's amazing, Carrie. I'm so glad it was helpful for you. That's one of those candy buttons for a lot of people, is figuring out those ads, doing the challenge every time it comes back around. It can make a huge difference. That is why we keep telling people about it. Another cough drop goes into the mouth here. Let's keep going with the lightning round. All right. Brian, as I ask myself, Brian, hey, yeah, what is it? Brian, why do you think right now is a great time for authors to take a risk? Okay. So when I say risk, I don't mean, take a second mortgage out on your house and pour it all into Facebook ads. That's not what I mean by a risk. But why is it worth being bold right now? Why is it worth jumping in, trying something new, writing in a different genre, doing something you've always wanted to do, but you've never done. Why is it worth it right now? Because even though, going back to my last question, even though it is very much the situation where there are a lot of authors who are doing just as good, if not better, than they've done with sales, is that there are some authors who used to have everything working incredibly, incredibly well for them, and it's not working as well as it used to. What does that mean? When some shift down, others will shift up. When some authors shift down or change in some way, you can shift up. I think of this like the shifting tectonic plates of self-publishing. There's room. There is room. The other day I had a Facebook post. There is doom and gloom, but there is also room. When there is upheaval, when there is change, people who have not been selling as well can move up. You can move up. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Can you do hard things? Yes, you've done hard things before. So you have the ability to move up. And right now, when things are a little bit wonky, is such a great time to move up in the world. I'm not always a mentioning books like this, but Grant Cardone, who, you know, is a questionable fellow, wrote a book called If You're Not First, You're Last. And he talked about in that book, when the market is shifting, when some people are seeing things go down, we are seeing the other people go down and we're like, oh, I better spend less. I better do less. I better just sit tight. This is actually the time to not sit tight. This is the time to try. This is the time to move. This is the time to try something different and take a risk, because it's more likely to pay off now than it would be when there is mostly a status quo. Irene said, I signed up to the challenge, wasn't sure where to go. So Irene, this is the challenge, 14-day Author Ad Profit Challenge, is all delivered via email, and you will get the emails for the lessons. And if you don't get the emails for the lessons, check your spam. And if you still don't see the emails for the lessons, email us. Reply to the email where you got your purchase receipt, and we will take care of you. We will take care of you. Awesome. All right, moving on in the lightning round. Very appropriate here. Do you have any advice on how to shake things up to try to up-level my author career? What we found, the number one thing you can do to see a significant growth in your author royalties is to write in a genre where you know you can nail the reader expectations. To write in one of those popular subgenres where you know you can nail the reader expectations. So let's say you have always watched a lot of hockey and you decide you want to try to write a spicy hockey novel. You read some of the spicy hockey novels, you see what it is that you know, the kind of elements of fiction, the plot, the characters, the themes, and you say, I could write something that readers in this genre are really going to like, because we know readers like these things in this genre. You do that research, you write in it, you are more likely to 10x your royalties than you are if you take what you're already writing and you just like try to scale that up. You're more likely to see a massive scale by writing in a genre where you have seen other authors have massive scale. And some people would be like, well, Brian, wouldn't that make me a sellout? Why is selling out, which I've always thought of from theater as selling every seat in a theater, selling out every seat in the theater? Everyone wants to sell out. Movie theaters want to sell out. Theaters want to sell out. Why don't authors want to sell out? I want you to sell out, meaning I want you to sell significantly more copies. I want people to be lined up. I want people to be lined up at your door. And if that means you're a sellout, so be it. Let's reach as many readers as possible. And lastly, how do I defeat my fear to take action? How do I? Oh, Mike is in here. I love it. Mike says, Brian really got me focused and reversed my downward spiral back in the right direction. Highly recommend his guidance, support. Highly recommend his advice, support, and guidance. Mike, I'm so glad to see you, my friend. I'm so proud of you. Mike is one of my Pathfinders Author Mastermind alum. Comes to me. Lots of challenges going on in his life. I've seen like a 3x to 4x growth in his royalties. I am so proud of you, man. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of, let me try to get this all right. I am so proud of everything you have done in your author career. I'm proud of you for taking the advice. You did great. Good job, Mike. And if you guys are out there, any of you who've earned $2,500 a month or more, and you're looking to scale up, hit me up. Hit me up. Just shoot me an email. Say Pathfinders in the subject line. We'll help. All right. Last question of the lightning round. How do I defeat my fear to take action? Long time ago. We're talking almost 20 years, maybe even exactly, or 20, 21 years. I was on this forum for people in their 20s. I believe it was connected up with the show Quarter Life, if anybody remembers Quarter Life. And so there was a forum where you could ask questions. And I was talking to this author on there. And I asked, what do I do about my fear? I'm afraid of taking action. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of success. And what she said kind of changed my trajectory of things. She said, fear is not necessarily an indication that you should go away from something. Sometimes fear is an indication that you should go toward it. Sometimes fear is telling you to do the thing. There is a really amazing song called Do It Scared. And it talks about how sometimes you are, worried about what everyone is going to think of you. You are terrified about what happens if things go wrong. And you are constantly comparing yourself to the people who have come before you. But what if you just did it scared? What if you did it scared and that fear was actually the divining rod telling you which direction to go in? Sometimes fear is trying to keep you safe and alive, and sometimes it gets in our way. And so how you defeat your fear to take action is not assuming that you need fear to go away. Sometimes you just need to go toward the fear. So that is going to be my question of the week here today. Let's say if you knew that fear was actually pointing you in the right direction of where to go next in your author career, what would you do to run toward the fear? Or I'll say, what action would you take to run toward the fear? I'm very interested in your answer to that one, to your answer to the question of the week. So you can answer that over at the Sell More Book Show website or over at the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear your answers. I am so glad you were here to watch. You were here to listen. I am very, very, very glad that we get the opportunity here to be able to talk to one another, to be able to be a part of this together. We all have the ability to do incredible, incredible, incredible things together. And I am just very, very much looking forward to the next time we get to do this show and the next time we have the opportunity to run toward the danger, run toward the fear, be bold, do incredible things. And in this time where things are shifting, in this time where there is an opportunity for growth, to actually go out there and sell more books. Thank you so much for watching the latest episode of the show. We are so excited to be able to get to do this for you. I hope you have a great week of selling books, and I will talk to you next week for episode 630. Bye, everybody.